So, easy part of the season done. We're out of the group stage, and we know who we're playing in the knockout rounds of the Champions League. All we now have to do is win that game, and then the next one, and then the next one, and just keep winning until we win the whole thing. How hard can it be? And welcome to episode 2 of One and Done at Paris Saint-Germain. I'm StuBo. Thank you very much for joining me in the second part of this two-part series where we're I can't speak, I'm so excited. Where we're trying to make Paris Saint-Germain Champions League winners in one season. Should be easy, right? If that all sounds like a good plan to you, please do leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel as well for more Football Manager awesome content. Since you were last with us, not a lot has happened. We've just accelerated from the end of the group stage to now. I did mention before that we know who we're playing in the next round of the Champions League, and that team is, if I click on the right button, AC Milan. That is, I would say, one of the more difficult draws, but on the lower end of that. AC Milan currently are 4th in Serie A, so they are not on top of the league, so they are struggling a little bit. So we managed to avoid Bayern Munich, we avoided Atletico Madrid, we avoided Sevilla, Villarreal, we avoided all of these teams. I think it's probably the 3rd worst team we could have got. Maybe the 4th if you count Sevilla. I mean, Sevilla are 5th in La Liga, so maybe not. So they're not the worst is what I'm getting at. So I will take that. I think it could be far worse than it actually is. But yeah, since you were last with us, we've continued winning ways. We're winning all of the things. We're through in the next round of the Coupe Charles Simon. We're playing, is it Montpellier? Yeah, it is Montpellier. We're playing Montpellier in the next round. So it's all going very well. I did mention in the last episode about transfer business. We are going to be looking at some transfers in this episode. I have 2 positions in mind that I would like to do things with. One of them is striker. Now, don't get me wrong, Messi and Mbappe and Neymar, when we use him there, chef's kiss. Anthony Martial, done a decent job there. He scored a couple of goals, can't complain. Mauro Icardi, bit of a waste of space. So what I actually am currently looking for is someone to come in and be another striker in this forward line. And I have got someone in mind. I've actually got the deal done, but I don't know for a fact if we're going to do it. That striker, that's not what I wanted to click on. Well, you can see we're trying to get rid of Mauro Icardi. We've had plenty of offers in action. I need to respond to those in a minute. That striker is Andrea Bellotti. Deal is done. Deal is ready to go. The only reason I'm holding back on it at the moment is because he's not actually the striker that I really want there. He's a pressing forward and his passing's not that good. What I actually really would like is someone to go in the Messi role. By that I mean a deep lying forward in this position here. I'd like someone who can go there. Now, having said that, we've got Neymar who can do that role, and Paulo Dybala can do that role. So, it's not the end of the world if we don't get someone who can do that position. The only problem with bringing in someone like Andrea Bellotti is that Anthony Martial is pretty much in that role as well. Having said that, what's Martial's passing like? 14, Vision's 10, no. I mean, yeah, I don't know. But Bellotti came up, he was on the transfer list. I kind of looked at that and thought it's almost too good to pass up. So we have got that as a transfer ready to go, but it's not confirmed just yet, purely because I want to move Icardi on before we do that. Having said that, we've got plenty of offers for him. We're going to turn down the Monaco offer and we're going to accept all of these offers and we're just going to let him go. I know it's not a lot of money, but we're just going to let him go for that. In terms of how the team's been playing, it's been absolutely fantastic. I've got the team set up with our strongest 11 here at the moment. I mean, you can argue it's our strongest 11. I would say Sergio Ramos coming in, if he was to play instead of Rudiger, that probably makes it a bit stronger as well. But it is genuinely a fantastic team. You can see full of goals, full of assists. In particular, Messi and Mbappe have been a very impressive partnership. Neymar has been very, very good. But it has to be said, so has Paulo Dybala. If you compare the two of them, I don't know how this is going to look actually, but let's have a quick look at the comparison between the two of them, because genuinely, I don't know who I'd rather be playing. I think I'd actually rather be playing Dybala. Dybala has been, to me, more impressive. So he's made 17 starts, 9 goals, 9 assists, 13 starts, 9 goals, 7 assists. Okay, that kind of says it all really, doesn't it? Neymar has been the more impressive when you look at it like that. But it's very interesting how close Dybala is to Neymar. They are very, very close together. And I mean, stats-wise, again, it's not actually that bad, to be honest with you. Neymar is obviously the better player, but not by a lot. Statistics-wise, Neymar's better for goals and assists and average rating, but everything else, Dybala is better. Now, Dybala is playing in a different role. He's not playing as a trequartista. He's playing as an attacking midfielder. He is moving about a little bit more, whereas Neymar's kind of waiting for the ball to come to him. But that just shows, actually, Neymar is doing very, very well, but Paulo Dybala's helping the team more, I would say. I would say Neymar plays better than Dybala, but Dybala helps the team more. So it is interesting we've got both of those players. And, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to have two players in that position that really, really helps. But the rest of the team have been fantastic. Dani Olmo's been great in the place of Angel Di Maria. Di Maria's been good as well. I mean, both of them do that role really well. I was talking about transfers. Striker is definitely one of those positions. The other position is actually the defensive midfield role. We currently have Leandro Paredes could play there. Danilo Pereira is the man we've got earmarked in that role. And I gotta say, he hasn't done a bad job at all season. If we have a look at his average rating, it has been a 7. He's got a goal and an assist in his name as well. He's there just to protect the back line. He's done really well. But if we have the ability to bring someone in, it feels silly not to. So if we can bring in someone who can fill that role a little bit more comfortably, even more comfortably than Wijnaldum. I mean, Wijnaldum's been very good there, but it's not his natural position. He has, however, played well. 7.36, 3 assists, 2 goals. Again, in a position where he's designed just to protect the back line. If we can get someone in that role, I would like to, but it's not a deal breaker. So we're going to carry on through January, and we're going to get to that first Champions League game against AC Milan. And when we get there, we'll go through the transfers that we do make, and we'll see what state we're in when we get to there. And fingers crossed we'll be able to get past our Italian opponents. So, with all of that said, I'll see you when we get there. January transfer window done. The month of January and most of February played, and it's all still going very well. As you can see in the league, we're 20 points clear. I think it's safe to say we've won the French league. But that is not the task that has been at hand. It is the Champions League we're worrying about. We have got the AC Milan game coming up. Before we go into any of that stuff, quickly just to show you transfers, we did make a few. In terms of outgoings, Abdou Diallo, gone to Newcastle for £6 million. We were never really using Abdou Diallo. He made like 1 or 2 appearances for us, and the only frustrating thing is it did mean that we lost him as a homegrown player, because I think he counted as homegrown in Nation, I think. We did obviously get his wage budget off. We didn't get as much money for him as I would have liked to, but we got him off the books. We then also did finally manage to shift on Mauro Icardi. Icardi was a bit of a frustrating one. We had deals agreed with Tottenham and Roma for like £15 million, and he turned both of them down because he wanted to go to Arsenal. Arsenal came in straight away with a £4.5 million offer. It's low. It's lower than I would have liked. As you can see, but apparently he's only worth up to £6 million anyway. So I would have liked more for him, but he was on a lot of money wage-wise. Not loads and loads of money, but like 100 grand. So we cleared that off. We got rid of him. And, you know, he scored 2 goals and 6 appearances. Good times for him. So we moved him on, which did free up the ability to then confirm that Andrea Bellotti deal. And he's done really well so far. 3 goals in 3 appearances. The man's been really, really good. We have actually had an injury to Kylian Mbappe, who, by the way, it's not on this screen, but he has actually agreed a deal with Manchester United for next season. So if we were going to do a season 2, which we're not going to, because otherwise it wouldn't be 1 and done, it would be 2 and done, and that's just silly. If we were going to do that, then we wouldn't have him next season. But we don't need to worry about that too much at this point. But yeah, Andrea Bellotti's come in, and he has been an admirable replacement. Much better than Anthony Martial has been. Just so much better than him. And then we had a bit of a conundrum. We have sold a couple of other players as well, which you don't need to worry about. But we had an offer in for Leandro Paredes. Now, the original offer, I think, was for about 27 million and 6 million in instalments. I counter-offered with 30 million and 9 million in instalments. Now, I didn't expect that to get accepted, but it did. And I just thought, you know what? We're not using him that often. Verratti's very much in that position. I know I was thinking of getting another defensive-minded midfielder, but I thought, actually, to be honest, Danilo Pereira has done a really good job, and Leandro Paredes is the one who, he's done all right, but he's not really been that spectacular for me. So we let him go, and we got £39 million, 30 million up front, and then we reinvested that money into Mikel Merino, and he has been fantastic as well. Scored a goal on his debut, and he has been solid in that deep line playmaker role. He's got the stats for it. He looks really tasty, and he's a player I've wanted to use for a while, and I've not really used him, and I'm quite glad that we've ended up with him. I forgot he played for Newcastle United. Interesting. But yeah, so very happy with that deal. Very happy with the squad that we've got. And this is the squad that we've got. As you can see, Bellotti's currently in because Mbappe is not fully fit, but the rest of the team is looking good. Bellotti, as you can see, has actually scored 6 goals for us already. Is it 6 goals for us, or is it 6 goals in total? I forget. No, it's 6 goals for us, 3 in the league, 2 in the cups as well. He's a very good signing. I'm very happy with Andrea Bellotti. He's even got a couple of assists as well, so I've got no problems putting him next to Lionel Messi for this game in the Champions League. Speaking of which, that's what we're currently here for. It is time for the first leg against AC Milan. As you can see, Angel Di Maria is the only injury, which is a bit frustrating. And also, squad-wise, because of Diallo going, he was a homegrown player, so he actually lost the ability to register someone in his position unless they were homegrown. So actually, Dodo has ended up being a sacrifice. He is not in our Champions League squad. However, I think either Marquinhos or Kimpembe can play it right back, Rudiger can play it right back, Sergio Ramos can play it right back. So we are well covered for that, so that's okay. But I'll be back after this game to show you what the result is, and then we'll dive into the second leg. So give me a moment, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, first leg out the way, and we have 2 away goals to their 1. They're not away goals anymore, Stu. Away goals gone out the window. You have to remember these things. We've got 2 goals to their 1, so we're 2-1 ahead after the first leg at their place. They were the better team in terms of chances, but we took our chances better. As you can see, that trio up front, Bellotti, Messi, and Neymar doing the business for us. Messi with a goal, and Neymar, Bellotti with the assist as well. Kylian Mbappe coming off the bench to get an assist too. We had to come from behind, but we got the job done, and that is the most important thing. So, with all of that said, let's get to the second leg, shall we? Well, I thought I'd just bring you back at the end of this game. As you can see, we are currently winning 3-0 in the second leg, so we are going to be through to the next round of the Champions League. Is it the last 16? I forget. We're through. That's my point. 5-1 on aggregate is looking like what it's going to be. We've absolutely battered them, and that is a job well done. Very job well done indeed. We'll just say that one there. Tell everyone they've done a good job, because they have. That will do plenty. That will do plenty. So, the question is now going to be, we had an injury to Dani Olmo in that game, by the way, 3 to 5 weeks, and Di Maria literally came out from an injury, suffered an injury, was fit for this game. We brought him on, played most of the game, and now he's out against Monaco, and it could be out for 6 to 10 days. We'll leave it to the physio. We currently got no Mazzala as a result of that, so we might end up having to play Marino there, possibly even Messi there, because Messi can play there, so we might have to do that. But yeah, that's a good result. Now, can we get the... One moment. Okay, I was going to skip the press conference, but as I've got to this question, it's showing all of the teams that we've got that we could potentially draw in the next round. Interestingly, it looks like all of the other English teams got through, so it was just Chelsea who couldn't get through to the knockout round. So we've got Benfica, Bayern, Inter, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, and Real Madrid. I know who I don't want, and that's any team other than Benfica. I'd take Inter, actually, as well. So I'm going to say Benfica. Even though we know how Football Manager works, we know that for a fact that because we've said Benfica, there is a chance that we're not going to get Benfica now. Can we have the Champions League draw, please, if that's okay? Where is the Champions League draw? Oh, God. It's a little bit further away than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was literally going to be the next day, if we can just get through to that. But yeah, we have... I'm just skipping through all of these because I can't imagine we're going to have any important emails. We're doing pretty well. I'm surprised how easy that was against AC Milan. Granted, they weren't the toughest opponents we could have had, but they're also not the easiest ones we could have had as well. So I am pretty surprised with Jet that. I don't know who you are. Right, Champions League draws. Let's have a look. So we know who the teams are. Let's see. So Real Madrid have got Liverpool. We avoid Madrid and Liverpool. That is lovely. Benfica. This is the one we want. Benfica, please. Por favor. Benfica, please. Man City. But we've avoided Man City. So, again, there's one team left I would like, and it's Inter Milan. Not this one, please. Okay. Okay. Well, we have to play a big team at some point. So, Bayern Munich it is. Bayern Munich it is in the quarter-final. I'll see you for the first leg. Okay, it is time for the Bayern Munich game, but before we get to that, there's a small matter of the fact that if I click on the right thing, I can show you that we've already won the league. It's the 5th of April and we've already won the league. There's 8 games to go. We've got 85 points. The nearest team has got 57. We've scored over 100 goals. I know we don't care about the league, but I still think that's pretty impressive. Top goal scorer so far is Lionel Messi with 29, Kylian Mbappe with 24. Messi's the best player in the league, followed by Dybala and Neymar. Messi's got the most assists, followed by Dybala, who's one behind. Messi and Mbappe have got the first and third player of the matches, and Donnarumma's had 20 clean sheets. We've been a very good football team, it has to be said. A very good football team. So I just wanted to share that with you because I think that's pretty special. But we're not here for that. We are here for the first leg of the Champions League quarterfinal, I think it is. Oh, I should show you, actually. We know who will be playing in the semi-final should we get through. And it would be Real Madrid or Liverpool. Because, of course, it is. But we need to actually get past Bayern Munich first, and that is no short order. So we'll do what we did before. I'm going to play this game, bring you back for the second leg, tell you what the result was in the first leg, and then I'm going to play it, and I will start recording towards the end of the game to show you what has happened. And fingers crossed it will be a good result. So bear with me and I'll be back in a moment. First leg down, and we were probably a little bit lucky to get away with a draw. Not as many chances as them, certainly not as many good ones. They didn't have many good ones either, to be fair. But, yeah, they'd put up a really good rearguard action. We did okay as well. Dybala didn't have the best of games. But, yeah, it was a bit of a weird one, but we didn't lose the game. That's the most important thing. We go into the home leg of this tie level without conceding a goal. Speaking of which, let's get to that game. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through the game, and towards the end of the game I'll hit the record button, and I'll bring you guys into it when we know what the result is going to be. Fingers crossed it's a positive one and we get through to the semi-final against Liverpool or Real Madrid. Wish me luck. I've just brought you back a little bit early in this game. As you can see, we've just gone 2-0 up because I want to show you this goal. Oh my word, Paulo Dybala. We'll just hit the play button and just let it happen. We're just going to let this happen. Ball's cleared by Sula. Wijnaldum gets it, puts it back into the danger area. It's Dybala who gets it, gets the ball, turns around and just leathers it. Manuel Neuer cannot do anything about it. And just like that, it is 2-0 in this quarterfinal. And yeah, I just had to show you that goal because that was just... I mean, I literally was laughing from the moment it went into the moment I hit the record button because that was spectacular. Right, I'll be back with you at the end of the game. Hopefully, it stays like this or we get another wonder goal. Who knows? Well, I said I'd come back at the end of the game. We're not quite there yet. However, Marquinhos has just scored another worldie. I say another worldie. He didn't score the first one, but we've scored another worldie, and this time it's Marquinhos. It all breaks down from a corner. We try and get the ball back in. Messi ends up just looping it all the way back to Ramos. Ramos heads it down and passes it to Marquinhos, and Marquinhos just leathers it. I mean, it's not the most spectacular goal you'll ever see. The fact it was Marquinhos is the reason. Our captain, our leader, our legend. 3-0. I think we're going through to the semi-final. And just like that, it is 4-0. And I think it's safe to say at this point we are going through to the semi-final. Bayern Munich haven't caused as much problems in the home leg, I have to say. They have had chances, but not many highlighted chances. Bellotti might be in here. He might get a fifth. Oh, he nearly does, but it hits... Oh, it's just a weird one. It hits the post and kind of rolls out weirdly. Yeah, they were difficult to break down in the first leg, but in this leg we've just utterly dominated them. Some fantastic goals. Marquinhos with a couple. Dybala with the worldie that I showed you. And also, was it Mbappe? It was Mbappe, yes. Mbappe with the other goal as well. So that was very good. We have to be very proud of that performance because I did not think we would be that dominant, if at all. And Inter Milan knocking Manchester United out. So that's the other side of the draw. So it's going to be Inter Milan. Not too sure who they're going to be against. So we're going to be playing Liverpool in the next round. We get some money as well, which we need. Because, not going to lie, I've spent a lot of money. We need to put some more back in the bank. Yeah, we have Liverpool, who are only 4th in the Premier League. How's Premier League looking? Manchester City. Interesting. A bit of an aside here. Every FM22 save I've done so far, Manchester City fall down the table within a few seasons, and they are very, very average. Danny Ings is one of the top goal scorers in the Premier League. I rate that highly. But it's interesting to see City and United first and second, Chelsea third, who couldn't even get out of their Champions League group, and Liverpool 4th. So maybe it's not as big of a challenge as we think it's going to be. We'll let Kimpembe properly heal from that. We'll give him a pat on the head in a minute. But yeah, that was pretty fantastic. So we know for a fact it's going to be Liverpool. And the other side draw is Manchester City, who are, again, 1st in the Premier League, versus Inter Milan, who are 2nd in Serie A. So a very interesting pair of semi-finals. It's England versus France and England versus Italy. Let's see what will happen when we get to those games. Semi-final o'clock. We are ready for the game against Liverpool, and this is the 11 I'm going to be putting out there. It is a relatively strong 11. We haven't got Digne in. We've gone with Bernat. We've also gone with Marino instead of Verratti. The defence is Ramos and Kimpembe. Kimpembe's played really well recently, but the main reason that it's those two is because Marquinhos has got an injury, which he's nearly back from, but not quite there yet. Bellotti has been in some incredible form, which I'll show you in a moment, but I am going to go with Messi, Mbappe and Dybala as a front three. I was toying with having Mbappe, Bellotti and Messi here, but I really wanted Dybala or Neymar in. Dybala, in my opinion, has been actually the better of the two this season, so we've ended up going with him. It's a very strong 11 against the Liverpool side, who are 4th in the Premier League, so I've got to be honest with you, I do feel confident, but also I know what Liverpool are like in this game. Since the last time you were with me, we've played a lot of football and played some good games. As you can see, Bellotti scoring all of the goals, and Mbappe scoring some goals as well. So it was a very difficult decision to decide who to go with as a striking options for this game, but I'm confident in the people that we have chosen. So without any further ado, I'm going to play the game. I'll see you afterwards, just before the second leg, and fingers crossed we're in a good position to go into that second leg. We definitely have missed an opportunity here. As you can see, it was a very, very close game, 0-0. But Sergio Ramos missing a penalty. Incredibly frustrating. What an opportunity that was. We really did deserve to win the game. The highlights were mostly our chances as well. As you can see, their defensive line getting the better of their ratings. Ours as well, but we had Messi playing very, very well indeed. Dybala didn't have the best game. The midfield doing a really good job though, and we have really missed an opportunity there, very much so, and it is quite disappointing. We've had the one game since then as well, 2-0. Bellotti and Neymar putting Strasbourg to the sword, but here we go. The biggest game of the season is the second leg of the semi-final against Liverpool. It is in France, so that is one positive, but I don't know how this one's going to go. As you can see, we've got some good partnerships forming in the front line and the midfield. Defence still has some ways to go, but this is the 11. Everyone is at least able to play. Lucas Digne had a bit of a knock, but he is mostly back. Everyone else is fully fit. Everyone in the starting lineup, bar Marquinhos, is fully sharp as well. It's a difficult one to call. I think I've actually just had a change of heart. Neymar's played better recently than Dybala. I've been singing Dybala's praises all season, and I do think overall he has been better than Neymar, but I think for this one we'll go with Neymar in there with Messi and Mbappe. I think that's the fair thing to do. So, I'm going to play this game, and I'll bring you back either when a worldie goes in or when it's looking like we are going to know what the result of the game is. So, wish me luck. Well, as you can see, we have absolutely dominated this game, but it is currently 1-1. We did lead in the first half, but then Liverpool did manage to go back into it with a free kick, which was incredibly frustrating. In fact, that was in the first half as well. I don't know what I'm talking about. It was half-time, 1-1, and yeah, since then we have been the better team, but Liverpool have hung on in there, and they have had their chances. Mbappe not playing very well today, so we've brought on Andrea Bellotti, and Bellotti nearly puts us through to the Champions League final, and somehow, some way, we are through to extra time. Oh my word, we really should have this wrapped up in the bag. I'm going to go and absolutely berate the team on their lack of ability to finish this game off, and hopefully I'll be with you when we've got this match wrapped up in extra time. Well, so far we've not had a single highlight in extra time, and I've got a horrible feeling it's going to come down to the lottery of penalties. For the last couple of minutes, we're going to go attacking. We're going to try and motivate the players even more. We're going to demand more from them, and we're going to, I don't even know what else we can do really at this point. We're going to push the lines up, and there's not a lot else I think we can do. We'll distribute quickly, and that's all we can really do to go about our business. Can we get a last gasp winner? No, we can't. It is penalties in the semi-final, and oh boy, I am nervous. Okay, that's what we're going with. That's the order, for better or for worse. In fact, no, Donnarumma's going to be last, because that would be ridiculous. Yeah, that's fine. Oh boy, right, we are going to hands on hips, relax, don't change your minds. You can do it, boys. Some pressure out there, but we've got to do what we got to do. And he scores as you would expect him to. 1-0 PSG on the night, and it's going to be Mohamed Salah to take the next penalty. Liverpool's first one. You would expect Salah to bury this, and he does not. Donnarumma makes the save. Donnarumma makes the save, and it's Sergio Ramos, who has scored plenty of penalties for us since he made his debut. Steps up, and his is saved as well. Alison denies him, and all of a sudden, the onus is still on Liverpool, but all of a sudden there's a chance for us to be level after this penalty. But it's Donnarumma again, and James Milner does not convert his spot kick, and now it's Paulo Dybala to put us ahead by 2-0 in the penalty shootout. Paulo Dybala does just that, and it is 2-0 with Liverpool to take a kick. We lead regardless at the end of round 3 of penalties, and it's Divock Origi, the Colts hero in big matches, and he does put it in, and it is 2-1 after 3 penalties apiece, and Dani Olmo is the next man to step up to put us 3-1 ahead in the semi-final of the Champions League, and he does just that. It is 3-1, and Liverpool, I do believe, need to score this penalty. And it's Roberto Firmino to take. Firmino versus Donnarumma. Is Bobby Firmino going to do it? He does. Straight down the middle. Absolutely does Donnarumma. And it is going to be down to us with our last penalty. We score, we go through. We don't. It goes down to Liverpool to score their final penalty. It is going to be Andrea Bellotti versus Alison. I put Bellotti last, as he was one of our better penalty takers, just in case we needed a big match penalty taker. It's Andrea Bellotti versus Alison, and Bellotti scores. And we are through to the Champions League final. Only Ramos missing a penalty, our regular penalty taker. Only him missing a penalty. And we've qualified for a Club World Cup we're not going to play. Marvellous. Right. Give me a moment, and I'll be back for the Champions League final. And that Champions League final is against Inter Milan. Yeah. The team that I said out of the 2 in the semi-final I'd be the happiest to play against, but to be completely honest with you, looking at their team, if we just have a quick look at their tactic, I mean, that's a scary looking team, isn't it? And that's not even, I would argue, their best team. I've already seen what the likely lineup is. In fact, if I go to here, this will be a better way of showing you. As you can see, I've got a couple of instructions on, nothing major, but you can see that 11. I mean, it's just disgusting, isn't it? It's absolutely ridiculous. And Herrera, obviously one of our former players, so we do need to be mindful of him. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one, I think. It's going to be a real tough one. But we're going to go into the game, and we're going to see whether we can come out with the Champions League trophy, which is what we set out to do at the beginning of this season. So without any further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Let's do this. Wish me luck. Here we go. Needless to say, I'm a little bit nervous. I really don't know how this is going to go. I'm not wearing the suit, which has been a good luck charm for me when it comes to finals on Football Manager, mainly because I don't consider this to be a save where the final is suit worthy, because it's not an out of the ordinary thing. We were aiming to get to the Champions League final, so left the camera settings as they were for the penalty shootout in the semi-final second leg. I think I need to turn the match speed up a little bit as well. We're going a little bit slowly. But yeah, I only really wear the suit when it's a massive game in a really, really big series. This is kind of a filler series, so I feel like the suit is not going to be wasted on a game like this. Not that it would be wasted, but you get my point. You get my point. This is not the quality of the save that I want to be using the suit for. Inter Milan are having an absolute whale of a time at the moment. Are we on extended highlights? No, we're on key highlights, I was going to say. Because we've got a lot of highlights so far, and at the moment, Inter Milan looking the more dangerous team, and Edin Dzeko has put them 1-0 ahead. Well, that's a problem. That's a massive problem. Very nice passing. We're really not doing much to try and stop them, and Dumfries manages to get the ball in, and Edin Dzeko, I mean, he's right next to... Who's number 5? Who's that? Who are you? Are you... I think you're Gini Wijnaldum. No, you're Marquinhos. Marquinhos, I tell you what, he's a good player, but every now and then he just goes a bit anonymous. We're going to demand more from the boys, because that, to me, is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And I can already feel what's going to happen. This is the game where it all goes wrong. This is the game where the season just falls apart. At the final hurdle, we are going to trip. Despite having a fantastic season in the league. I mean, I'm going to show you the league table after this game anyway, but we've had a great season. We've got to a second Champions League final in the club's history, and I can just feel it's going to slip away at the last moments, isn't it? Okay, corner in. Messi whips it in. Looking for the header. Sergio Ramos doesn't get there, but Dybala will get on the end of it. Returns the ball to Lionel Messi. Messi, he's offside. He's offside. Boys. Boys. Is this the game? Is this the game where the season falls apart? Have we done so well all the way through up until this point, and this is the moment where everything just falls apart a little bit? It kind of feels like it's going that way. I think we're going to be making wholesale changes. Digne apparently has really stepped up in this game. He was at 6.3 at one point. He's now up to a 6.8, so he's obviously had a good time. Oh, Marquinhos tried to get on the end there. We're going for set pieces, but we've not got the tour. What a... I'm sorry. Can we see that again, please? Ramos whips it into Marquinhos, but he doesn't get there, and it ends up being Lucas Digne, who I said started badly and has recovered, gets to Marquinhos, and Marquinhos is just like, actually, I'm going to show you. He heard me moaning about him, that's what it was. He heard me moaning, he leathers it in, it's 1-1 at half-time, and all of a sudden I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm not feeling as pessimistic. Okay, I'm making 3 half-time changes. One of them might be a bit controversial. Luigi Donnarumma is off. He did have an injury coming into this game. We did give him an injection, but just on the off chance that that's cost us a little bit, I'm bringing on Keylor Navas, who's been a more than adequate deputy throughout the season. Kimpembe and Pereira both coming on as well. Wijnaldum and Ramos, neither of whom are at the races today. So we're going to bring those guys on, and we're going to see just how they get on. That's not what I wanted to click. Game. Let's try that again, shall we? But yeah, see how we get on, shall we? Got a horrible feeling this is going to go to a penalty shootout again. Messi's got the corner, whips it in. Kimpembe was there, and Kimpembe, oh my word! If Ramos was on, would he have gotten on the end of that? Would he have gotten on the end of that? Who knows? I don't. Certainly, I can't tell the future. I can't see into other realities and see what would have happened. Messi. It wasn't even Messi. It was Mbappe. Don't know where Messi came from. Just made a name up there. Right, substitution o'clock. We've already made 3. I'm assuming as this is the first season, we can still make more. Hopefully we can, because there's a few players who aren't playing very well. Marino and Di Maria, sorry. Just can't get my words out. Let's see. Can we do both of those changes? We can do both of those changes. Right, are they the changes we want to make? I think they are. If we get a 6-1 in extra time, I'm feeling Bellotti or Neymar, but we'll stick with that for now. Marquinhos has got a yellow card. He's giving away a free kick. It's whipped in. Darmian is there. And Darmian might have just broken our hearts. He might have just broken our hearts. The referee's blown the whistle. It's going to go to VAR. It's been given. It's been given. Right. Right. We are going for it. We are going for it. I don't know whether these changes are going to do anything other than maybe cost us another goal. But I'm just going to tell them to fire up for the last few minutes and just hope we can get something. And we can't. And the season ends with a down note. And we are not going to be Champions League winners. That is heartbreaking. The season we've had, and that is how it's going to end, is absolutely heartbreaking. It's going to be Inter Milan to lift the trophy. I had the trophy ready here just in case, but we're going to put it back on its little stands. And congratulations to Inter Milan. I always struggle, not always, but I do tend to struggle when I come up against like a 3 at the back system that plays with 2 strikers. For some reason, I just really struggle with it, and we struggled to contain their strikers today. We didn't do ourselves many favours either. Marquinhos didn't have a good start, but did recover. Got us that equalising goal. And maybe we shouldn't have started with Donnarumma. Maybe that was a mistake, but I can't fault them for the season that they've had. But you have to look at people like Mbappe, Messi, Dybala. They didn't turn up in this game. Di Maria had a poor game. I mean, look at the players we brought off. All of them having average games. Mbappe, maybe already thinking about his future at Manchester United, maybe. I don't know. There's a good chance of that. But it's always going to be an ask to win something like the Champions League in one season. It always is. No matter what you do with the team, no matter the money you pour into it. But yeah, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, that is, I have to say. Bit of a kick in the teeth. Well, that's it. That is the end of One and Done. At least, well, for this save anyway. I'm not completely ending it, but that's the end of this save of One and Done. As you can see, it was a pull groin for Donnarumma. I don't know whether that necessarily had any impact on it. It felt like it might have done. We certainly looked a little bit more composed at the back once we made that change, but obviously we still did concede that late goal. Just our set-piece defending, when we trained set-pieces the week before, so it's just one of those. It's nothing we can really do, but if we have a look at the season as a whole, if we have a look at how the league ended, we ended after 38 games with 109 points, 36 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, 129 plus goal difference. I couldn't think of the word then. But if we have a look at it here, we scored 140 goals, which I think is a record, and we only conceded 11, which is just absolutely insane. And again, 109 points. Pretty fantastic. If we have a look at our fixtures, heaviest win, 8-1 and a 7-0 as well. So that's Nice and Metz. We absolutely battered those teams. And then there's a few 6s, a few 5-1s and 5-0s there as well. Some 4s, a few 3s, a few 2s. Only 3 1-0s. And then we have the loss and the draw at the bottom there as well. It was a ridiculous season. A fun time was had by all. But yeah, that was the league. Well, I'm not going to show you the cup competition. By the way, I should have mentioned, actually, we actually did win the Coupe de France. Completely not thinking about it. Didn't think about telling you guys, because what was the point? Because it's not what we were aiming for. But if we have a look at our Champions League campaign and just have a quick nose at it here, we can be proud of it. It's not what we wanted, but we can be proud of it. Obviously, we started off with that win at Chelsea. Losing to Ajax was a bit of an eye-opener. Didn't expect that to happen, but it did kind of wake us up for the rest of the campaign. We then smashed Club Brugge 3-1. I say smashed. It wasn't really smashed, was it? We then smashed them 4-0, though. Got revenge on Ajax 4-1 when they came to the Parc des Princes. I can't pronounce that. I'm just going to say our stadium. At home. They came to France and we beat them. And then we smashed Chelsea 3-0 again. And then we went to AC Milan. We won 2-1 in the first leg, won 3-0 in the second. We then had a 0-0 at Bayern at the Stadium Munchen. But then when they came to France, we beat them 4-0. You guys saw how insane that was and some of the goals that we scored. Liverpool was a tough one. 2 draws, 0-0 and 1-1. We ended up winning on penalties, which was dramatic. And then in the final, we got done by Inter. And I say we got done. We definitely did got done. If you look at the match stats, let's just go on this for a second. We're not going to be able to click on it, are we? Oh, there we go. Let's have a look at these match stats. We were the better team. XG was very, very close. We had more chances. We had more chances on target. They had a bit more possession. But I think if you look at those stats, I mean, to be fair, they had better passes, better crosses. Our tackling was better. Our headers was woeful compared to theirs. So if we were going to do another season, which we're not, we would definitely need to address the heading area, I think. I think in the air we had definitely been poor, but we did run more than them. So I think we've been done a little bit there. It was a close game, though, to be fair. So I'll skip ahead then. I didn't even mean to. But that is going to be it. The end of the first edition of One and Done. And I'm a little bit broken by the experience. We did so well. I've put a lot of time into this to try and get through it as quickly as possible. And to come out of it without achieving the objective that we wanted to is a little bit frustrating. So unfortunately, this is not going to be a mission accomplished. This is going to be a mission unsuccessful. But we had fun doing it. We got to build a bit of a super team. I can't complain too much. About it. Right. Next time it will be a new club with One and Done, and then we'll be getting underway with Let's Go Parma after that. The next club, I'll be honest with you, I still haven't fully decided even as I'm recording this one, so it's going to be a bit of a coin flip. It is going to be a team that's either in Germany or Spain. I haven't fully decided. It's going to be one of those two. But yeah, we'll have some fun with doing it, I think. I'm still really bitter about losing this game. I really shouldn't be as well, because we've had a heck of a season, and we've had a lot of fun doing this save as well with Paris Saint-Germain. It's a team I wouldn't normally use, so it's been good fun for me, actually. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the first edition of One and Done, please do leave a like on the video. Tell me in the comments what you've enjoyed about it, what you think could have been done better, and leave a subscribe on the channel for more Football Manager goodness. I've been StuBo. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.